Well, hello there, my beautiful and wonderful movie peeps. Let's discuss some movie news. Something we're going to be discussing here today, guys, is, believe it or not, they are turning the Barbenheimer event into an actual movie. We're going to be discussing Marvel opening up a new banner for separate projects that aren't that connected into the MCU. Reports coming in that Kevin Feige is going to be ignoring Sony and Morbius and bringing back the Vulture for Spider-Man 4. Really, that alone with so much more, so you guys know the drill. Leave your opinions down below with everything we discuss here today. Kicking things off here, let's talk about some of the trailers we're expecting to see coming out this week with the release of the Marvels. Now, even though the Marvels isn't tracking to do that great at the box office, it's coming in lower than what Black Adam or even The Flash was projecting, which is pretty bad considering those two movies were basically bombs for DC. Doesn't really look like many people are that excited for the Marvels. But whatever the case, it's still a Marvel movie and there's expected to be some large crowd there, and with there's a large crowd, there is going to be some trailers popping. I talked about this last week that the Ghostbusters trailer was set to come out any day now, and it looks like it'll be happening this week. Heck, if you go on the social media of the Ghostbuster page, they've been heavily hinting to some promotion coming up, because on Halloween Day, they posted just a quick little video of the moon turning into the Ghostbusters logo, just saying, something strange is coming soon, happy Halloween. And then today, they also tweeted out, there's a chill in the air, hashtag Ghostbusters, making me think by tomorrow, there's a very good chance we could get our first Ghostbuster trailer, if not sometime within this week before the release of the Marvels. Another trailer to possibly be on the lookout for is we got our first look to a new Peanuts movie. Now, I had no idea this was even in the works. I remember the Peanuts movie that came back in 2015. Don't know if this is necessarily a sequel to that because they're just calling this one Peanuts. Well, the last movie was the Peanuts movie, but usually when they drop a first look, that means a trailer isn't that far away. I thought it was just worth bringing up for anyone who's still a Peanuts fan out there. Moving on here, let's talk about Hollywood being Hollywood, because we all remember the Barbenheimer situation, right? This is where the movie Oppenheimer and Barbie were going to be released on the same weekend. It became such a meme online, you know, people were dressing up in multiple costumes, making it a double feature at the theaters where they see both movies that are like basic polar opposites from each other. It was just kind of like a funny thing, you know. It was branded Barbenheimer. Well, believe it or not, the man behind Full Moon, who is responsible for classics like The Puppet Master, Demonic Toys, Evil Bong, there's like 5 of those if you didn't know. Yeah, they decided to pump in $1 million into a movie called Barbenheimer, where the plot will be about a doll scientist named Barbenheimer in the world of Dolltopia that tries to take out humanity with a nuclear bomb. Barbie and Oppenheimer in one movie. It's actually happening, man. This is ridiculous and dumb and crazy. I just want to see it for the memes. I'm not sure what to even expect with the $1 million budget, because again, Hollywood terms, that is pennies, my friend. This thing is not going to look the way you're envisioning it. If they had the money that like they did on the sets of Barbie or even Oppenheimer, wow, could that be like a really fun, weird kind of movie to see. And although I'm not like super interested in this, there is like a part of me that's like all up for this, because I miss the days of spoof movies like Scary Movie, Epic Movie, Date Movie, those like really bad spoof movies where they would take famous movies and then just do funny things with them. I feel like Barbie and Oppenheimer have some really iconic scenes that if you took like a Scary Movie approach of recreating them in a funny way, you could actually have something that's a little fun here, but we know they don't make spoof movies like they used to. It's gonna be filled with the most laziest, dumbest jokes, and it's just all being piggybacked off the name Barbenheimer. By the time this movie comes out, which is what, like a year from now, barely anybody will remember it. It'll be such a dead meme. But then again, with a budget like $1 million, you're bound to at least maybe make 5 times your money back. And that's all they're hoping for, man. You know what pisses me off the most, though? Is this is by the person who made the Puppet Master series. And I don't know if you've been a Puppet Master fan, but the recent movies they've churned out for that series, ugh. Why can't you put that effort into a new Puppet Master movie and actually try, instead of making another Evil Bong movie? Moving on here, just before the weekend started, we got the trailer for a little show called Echo. Now, I didn't get a chance to give you my thoughts on this, so let me go ahead and tell you now. I'm kind of surprised by that trailer. I'm someone who's very honest with you guys that I've gotten burnt out on the Disney Plus shows, even the ones I'm enjoying, like Loki Season 2 right now. There's still a part of me that just wishes they weren't really a thing, and I feel like they're the main reason that we've gotten to quantity quantity over quality at Marvel. And so with the announcements of a show like Echo, who I thought was a character that did really nothing in the Hawkeye series for me to be excited for her to get her own show, like I was shocked that they were like, yeah, Echo, don't you guys want that? I want it as much as Agatha, man. But once I saw that trailer and what they were going for, whoa, did my head get blown back. Not only does this look gritty, dark, bloody, it's rated TVMA. The first TVMA show for Disney Plus. This felt a lot more like the Netflix Marvel stuff over the Disney Plus stuff, and that's a big compliment. It actually feels mature and refreshing for Marvel, and they didn't even really like bait us with the cameos. There was just like one little frame of Daredevil there. For someone who had like zero hype for this show, that trailer and the fact that all the episodes will be available on one day, January 10th, I'm genuinely curious to check it out and see how this goes, and also what the binging format will be like for me on a Marvel show, because I haven't done that yet. I know some of you guys wait for those shows to pile up so you can binge them all at once. I watch them week to week, and I feel like the experience maybe is a little different. But whatever the case, with this new show, they are going to be releasing it under a different banner. When the show starts up, it doesn't look like it's going to have the same intro that we've seen on a lot of Disney Plus shows, where it's just the Marvel Studios logo, flipping to the pages, the montage of different scenes from the MCU. Instead, it'll be this Marvel Spotlight banner. And the way they're describing this new banner is a little interesting. They have it here. Marvel Spotlight gives us a platform to bring some more grounded, character-driven stories to the screen. And in the case of Echo, focusing on the street-level stakes over larger MCU continuity. Just like the comics, fans didn't need to read Avengers or Fantastic Four to enjoy a Ghost Rider Spotlight comic. Our audiences doesn't need to have seen other Marvel series to understand what's happening in Maya's story. This is kind of big for Marvel. Now we're kind of stepping away from every project having to have some larger impact on the MCU, and now we're getting to the point that Marvel's going to make projects that are just kind of standalone. You don't need to see anything in the past, and what you're seeing now doesn't necessarily affect anything in the future. They're just literally trying to focus on telling one good story, and I'm all up down for that. This opens the door for a lot more Spotlight projects. This could be their gateway into more R-rated content. We could have a Punisher show come out through Marvel Spotlight, and they could be TVMA. They could come out with a Ghost Rider movie that doesn't have to connect to everything in the MCU, and it just has the Marvel Spotlight banner, and they could make that a little bit mature. Heck, as I'm editing this side flick, I'm seeing here that the director has doubled down and confirmed that Blade with Mahershala Ali is going to be rated R, making me wonder, is this movie going to be released under the Marvel Spotlight banner? It's also said to have a lower budget than a lot of other MCU projects at like $100 million, which is cheap for Marvel. This could be a perfect avenue for Marvel Spotlight. Heck, I'm even wondering if this Spotlight banner is going to be presented in front of Deadpool 3, because we know that's going to be rated R. That's going to be very mature. Sure, it'll have continuity and probably bigger stakes to the MCU, but maybe it's a good way to separate it from the family-friendly MCU brand and just be like, this is Marvel, but it's Marvel Spotlight. I don't know, kind of interesting for them to do, and we'll see where this takes us. But yeah, Marvel introducing a new banner. What do you guys think about that? Moving on to some Spider-Man 4 news. One of the things that keeps me going every day is the thought that one day the Hollywood strike is going to end and these projects are going to get moving, and one of those has to be Tom Holland's Spider-Man 4. After the way things ended with Spider-Man No Way Home, I'm so excited for a street-level Spider-Man story and what they're going to be doing with this character. And well, we got a report from a scooper, Daniel RPK, saying that Marvel is wanting to bring back Michael Keaton as the Vulture for Spider-Man 4. Now, one thing probably pops into your mind after that. It's like, okay, last time we saw the Vulture was at the end of Morbius in that terrible post-credit scene where Sony is desperately trying to build up this multiverse Sinister Six that I have no interest in. Other than just to see the disaster of a train ride that is headed in, I really don't want to see that happen. So now to see that Marvel is maybe wanting to just completely ignore the events of Morbius or be like, yeah, they took a Vulture, but that's a different Vulture. They didn't take our MCU Vulture, he's still over there. I couldn't be more happy with that. Ignore everything about Morbius if you can, please, Kevin Feige. They set up the Vulture villainous return so well from Spider-Man No Way Home because, again, last time we saw Vulture in Homecoming, he was a good guy. He knows that Peter Parker saved his life, and because knowing who Peter Parker really is as a person, he's not gonna give up his identity and he's just gonna live out his prison sentence. Well, after the events of No Way Home, Vulture doesn't know who Peter Parker is anymore. All he knows is that Spider-Man put him in prison, and took him away from his family. Without Vulture knowing Spider-Man is Peter Parker, he's no longer friendly towards him, and he's gonna want to get his revenge, and that sets up a team up perfectly with Scorpion, who was teased way long time ago and definitely needs to be part of Spider-Man 4. Having them together team up for a breakout from prison, or maybe just being released on good behavior, who knows? Those two coming back would be so awesome and would feel a lot more personal to Peter Parker. The only aspect of Spider-Man 4 I'm still curious about is this still going to be tying into Daredevil and whatnot? Because that's the previous rumors we heard. Back when Daredevil was filming and was going to go through before they did their whole canceled reboot thing, is that show still going to tie into Spider-Man 4? Are they going to segue us in with Kingpin kind of being this crime boss ruler? There was rumors that he was going to become mayor of New York and like outlaw superhero, and that would obviously affect Spider-Man a lot, so he would like team up with Daredevil, and then Kingpin would probably hire other villains to go after them, like Vulture, Scorpion, who knows who else. But with them kind of reworking Daredevil, I'm not sure if that's still part of the plan. All is to say, if Kevin Feige just continues making good stories and completely ignores whatever Sony's doing over there, I'm gonna be happy with that. Let me know what you guys think about Vulture possibly returning for Spider-Man 4. Do you think it's a good idea, and should the MCU just continue ignoring whatever dumb continuity Sony sets up? Because we've seen it happen before. Remember that Venom 2 post-credit scene, and Kevin Feige was like, whoop, send you back to your universe, but we'll take that black goo away. But that is all movie news we currently have going on right now, guys. I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch me talk some movie news. Don't be forgetting to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.